Here is your Africa True Story. The double standards, racism, and white privilege that lingers within Africa's tourism sector. In Africa, tourism has been seen as a positive aspect to the economy, bringing great opportunities that include job creation, strengthening of the local economy, local infrastructure development, conservation of the natural environment, cultural assets and traditions, among others. But with all this, lingers some negative sides to it that include racism and white privilege. Racism in modern society is prevalent in every industry, but the travel industry in particular is uniquely stunning in its lack of diversity. Although the face of travel is predominantly white, it isn't because black people are disinterested or absent in the travel space. It's because tourism has always been viewed as a white person's domain. As it stands, white travel industry professions' love for culture seems akin to white volunteers taking photos with black children on mission trips, as safari guides in the Serengeti, as chefs serving up ethnic food, as warm but visually subservient hosts in off-the-beaten-path locals, as spectacles of diversity, but never as travelers themselves. We cannot deny that there is a dissimilarity in the treatment of local tourists vis-à-vis foreign nationals, either residing in the continent, foreign tourists, or African citizens of European heritage. A concept that has often been attributed to the colonization of the mind, whether we in some way or another treat the white man better than our own African counterparts. While ostensibly relying on the dynamic of inclusion, the tourism industry also capitalizes on the allure of difference, with racial difference in particular being center to some destinations' appeal. Racial categories have also impacted the practice of tourism, determining who can travel, how they can travel, and where they can go. Racial discrimination has been present in Africa's tourism and hospitality industry, even post-independence, where locals are subjected to profiling, often leading to poor service and general neglect, while foreigners receive top-notch treatment. Some of the cases have been reported against hotels and waiters of the same racial background, as the complainants raising questions about whether it is as a result of individual bias or the malpractice is condoned by the management of the establishments. High-end restaurants and hotels have also been accused of saving the best seats and scenic spots for foreigners by claiming they have been reserved only for foreigners to be welcomed there, even without reservations. Others have even gone to the extent of blatantly refusing to admit African or black people. A good and recent example is the case of world-famous hotel Giraffe Mana in Kenya, known for its proximity to giraffes, which visitors can feed while taking breakfast. The hotel came under fire from Kenyans on social media on June 2020. The hotel, popular with tourists and social media influencers from around the world, attracted backlash after announcing its reopening after the COVID-19 closure. The backlash was driven by several Kenyans who recounted discriminatory experiences with the hotel due to policies which are seen to be disadvantageous to Africans. The hotel was accused of targeting local tourists when they had previously shunned them, opting for international ones instead. Apparently, Nairobi residents who previously sought to have breakfast at the hotel were informed of a policy that required them to pay up to $600 for unnecessary add-ons like an airport transfer, car, and chauffeur. This policy was seen as a strategy to lock out Kenyans, as it was impractical for many city residents seeking breakfast or accommodation for a few nights. The move to reopen without the policy in place was seen by the hotel's critics as an attempt to make up for lost business by turning to Kenyans they previously discriminated against. In 2018, protesters took to one of Cape Town's most picturesque beaches after private security guards were accused of ordering black visitors to leave. The guards, hired by local white residents, allegedly cleared the Clifton Fourth beach of African tourists. Demonstrators said black beachgoers were unfairly targeted. In December of 2022, during the festive period, a shocking incident which blatantly displayed racism towards young black boys as they were being pushed, choked, and shoved around by old white men caused an uproar across South Africa. The incident took place at the Melspruit Resort and Conference Center about 20 kilometers outside Bloemfontein in Free State. The video showed the white men also grabbing the young black boys, believed to be teenagers, by their hair and allegedly trying to drown them. Unfortunately, these are just but a few incidences that befall African touring their own countries. Another aspect of this dynamic is how popular imaginings of Tanzania's Serengeti National Park and Ngorongoro Conservation Area are founded on the idea of wilderness preserved, but this conception of the park is based in colonial-era race thinking. Rather than simply a colonial-era manifestation of an apparently universal conservationist idea, Serengeti and Ngorongoro are instead racial projects that embody the historical and ongoing process of racial formation. The creation of Serengeti and Ngorongoro enabled a racialization of nature, a process begun by the British and reinscribed via safari ever since. Recognizing this racialization of nature has large implications for not only the treatment and perceptions of those in the global south, the racialized others to the global north, but also for the realities of white privilege and constructions of whiteness. Over the years, questions have been raised on the intersections of Africa's tourism and conservation and how it affects local communities, and what should be done to make tourism more open, accessible, accepting, appreciative, not only of its international visitors, but also of its local ones. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share, and like our video. It's the best way of supporting us. And remember, Africa is watching.